This is Dana, and welcome to my channel, Dana Loves All Books. This week, I'm going to be briefly reviewing and recommending 3 books that I want to read, 2 of which came out this week, and 1 which will be produced in October of 2019. Hang around, the recommendations are coming up next. The first book I want to recommend is by Jennifer Ryan. It's called The Me I Used to Be. Jennifer Ryan wrote The Dirty Little Secret. In this book, she delivers an intoxicating blend of hair-raising suspense and betrayal and true love in this gripping contemporary set in the rich vineyards of the Napa Valley. The main character, Evangeline Austin, served 4 years in prison for a theft she didn't commit. Her arresting officer, Lieutenant Chris Chambers, is confident she's innocent. Evangeline is released on parole as news comes of her father's death, and she helps Chris set a trap for the true criminals, including her ex-boyfriend Darren, in exchange for her prison time being expunged. At her home on her family's ranch, Evangeline finds her relatives judge her harshly, but when they learn the disbelieving truth about the crime and fret when they find out that she's cooperating with police. During her fight to clear her name, she and Chris fall in love, but Darren, the ex-boyfriend's machinations, could cost them everything. The strong characters, particularly Evangeline, are skillfully created so they leap off the page, and the spot-on pacing will keep the readers' hearts in their throats as the shocking climax approaches. Ryan's fans will devour this outstanding tale, as will the many new readers she's bound to win. And this is a 384-page book, and the trade paper is on sale for $15.99, and I'll list the ISBN number in the description box below. The next book I want to recommend is American Predator: The Hunt for the Most Meticulous Serial Killer of the 21st Century. This book was wrote by Maureen Callahan, an investigative journalist, and she provides a chilling true crime narrative in a detailed study of Israel Keyes, who she describes as a new kind of monster likely responsible for the greatest string of unsolved disappearances and murders in modern American history. In 2012, a multi-jurisdictional search for Keyes, believed responsible for abducting 18-year-old Samantha Koenig from Anchorage, Alaska coffee kiosk where she worked, led him to being stopped for speeding in Texas. In his wallet, the police found Samantha's driver's license. Keyes confessed to the killing Samantha, but was less forthcoming about other murders that he had committed, and the exact number of his victims was unresolved at the time of his suicide in custody, though he is believed to have killed at least 11 people over 14 years. The text is replete with disturbing revelations, such as Keyes having carefully studied books by the FBI's top experts on profiling and serial killers. Through Callahan's access to many of the key players in law enforcement, she has produced the definitive account of a terrifying psychopath. And this book is 304 pages long, and it costs $27. And I'll list the ISBN number in the description below. The next book I'd like to recommend is a book that'll be released in October 2019. And this book is about Janis Joplin. It's called Janis, Her Life and Music, and it was wrote by Holly George-Warren. And in this excellent biography, they paint a complex portrait of singer Janis Joplin, who was born in 1943 and died in 1970. Drawing on archival materials as well as interviews with her friends, family, and bandmates, George Warren begins with Janis's life stretching back to her childhood in Port Arthur, Texas, where she would publicly flaunt her individuality. She was an outsider in high school. In 1961, she moved to Austin, where she attended the University of Texas and sang black music in a segregated folk music bar. 2 years later, she moved to San Francisco and immersed herself into the psychedelic rock scene, where she developed an addiction to heroin, on which she would overdose in 1980. George Warren explores Janis's evolution as a singer, including her early incorporation of Otis Redding's vocal techniques into her own performance, as well as her moments of impulsive brilliance, such as her first time singing Bobby McGee live in Nashville in 1969. Having just learned it, she would only record it a few days before death. Indeed, as the author points out, a lonely Joplin spent the last year of her life trying to find a way to reconcile her ambitions as a singer with her desire for some kind of loving attachment. The author beautifully tells a moving story of a woman whose life and music inspired a generation. And this book will be 384 pages at a cost of $28.99 in hardback. I hope you enjoyed the 3 books that I recommended, 2 which are being released this week and 1 that will be released in October. And please remember to give a like if you appreciate the content, and I'll leave all the information about how to purchase the books and when they'll be released in the description below. Thank you. Please remember to be kind to one another, and happy reading. Dana loves books. Bye.